Sagittarius, God, Spirit, direct us, give us information. This reading is for Sagittarius. Hopefully it helps. I'm already having issues, and I can tell because I am a Sagittarius, and they do say it's harder to read for yourself, and I'm thinking of that opposite. So, because it's going to be a reflection, it's going to have to basically be, or it's internal, but what do we need to hear? What does the Sagittarius collective, not me, ignore me, I don't matter, for the Sagittariuses who are going to read this, hear this, read it. Are you reading this message? And like I said, see, because it's the opposite. For the ones who are going to read it, you are reading it, but you're receiving it. I'm reading it, you're hearing it, and that's the same as me reading it. The High Priestess, period. You're it, you're the magic, you are the vessel, you are the key. Spill out your runes or money if that's what you think it is or needs to be. Your own reading, you're hearing it, you're seeing it. You're the magic. We are, period. The Sagittarius is the key, and you can do this, whatever it is. I know that. Yes, I want to be silent. I want to hear what Spirit has to say to Sagittarius. What would help them through this coming week? Sagittarius, what's going to get you through this week? What do you need to know, hear, see, smell, taste? Something about hurrying up is what I feel. I feel like there's a rush, a little bit of a rushed energy, but it's like hurry up and wait rush. Yeah, like me with these cards, hurrying up and waiting. Yeah, is that it? Seriously. The Death card, 13, and the 6 of Pentacles. There's an ending. I said this week, so this week is going to end at some point. You got your swords drawn. That's really important. You're cutting ties. I mean, I can understand that. You're cutting ties. Perhaps that's the smoke clearing. You've made it through the smoke, through the fog, and you're cutting the ties. So let's go to 13, the Death card. I do like the ones that are numbered. They're a little easier and quicker to find, but you still have to just pump through these pages. Oh, that's the Hangman. Death card. And all things must end sometime. When one door closes, another opens. Don't panic. The Death card doesn't always mean actual death. In fact, it's most likely to indicate the death of something. That's what I've learned in tarot. People always try to bring it down to the 3D plane, and that's fine. However, nothing changes out here until lots of things change in here, usually in order to start to break those cycles and cut those ties and do the things. You know, because when you're someone who doesn't have the confidence, for example, or you say, oh, I could never do that, I don't have confidence. As such with me doing all of this, I hear people all the time, oh, I would never be so confident. Well, have you stopped and thought about what it even means to be confident? Can you start taking steps? Can you begin to do things one day, one moment, one step, 1 hour at a time so that you do the things and gain the confidence? Because no one just wakes up and is confident. You weren't just born knowing how to walk. You had to learn how to walk. You had to learn how to speak. We often have to let go of one thing to make room for something better. But that doesn't mean that the process is always pleasant, or that you know that this is happening while you're caught up in the pain during the transition. A bad relationship dies so that you can find a better one. You lose a job that is sucking the soul out of you. These deaths hurt, don't they? But when you look back on them later, you will do so with gratitude because they free you to move on. It is okay to mourn, but don't forget that death can also mean rebirth into something wonderful. Like I said, moving forward, things to consider. The Death card doesn't seem like it is the bringer of good news, does it? But it also rarely comes as a surprise. You probably already knew that something was ending. Hopefully you have caught a glimpse of whatever new thing will take its place and can find some solace in it. It's okay to mourn your loss. Just don't make the mistake of hanging on to something that's already gone. It's dead, let it go. And when you are done mourning, perhaps you will be able to find the door that opens to take the place of the one that just closed. And then the 6 of Pentacles. Let's see what that says. I think it's at the end because that's the 3D. Yep. Pentacles mostly represents money. It can represent kind of just the 3D plane. How does your... That's the 7. I was like, no. It's better to give than to receive. That's been a thing today. I must have just not been paying attention. It's better to give than to receive, but receiving is okay too. And that's the thing. You need to be ready to receive. When you ask the universe for this big thing, while you will most certainly get, you know, the death card, the things considered negative that you don't want, that you don't like, that you didn't ask for, that just come along with it, it's bound to happen. It's just like saying, you know, you get rid of one evil for another. I don't want to focus on evil. I don't focus on negative at all. Because here's the thing, like I said, it's balance. You're always going to have the things you don't want that come with the things you do want. But you asked for these things. You ask for a home to live in. That's going to come with rent. That's going to come with upkeep. That's going to come with having to move. Period. Those things are going to happen so that you can enjoy all the other things that come with it. You have to let those things go and change your focus. If you have enough to spare, it is good karma to be generous. And it is not a sign of weakness to accept help when you really need it. Are there those around you who need your assistance, monetary or otherwise? Perhaps now is the time to give back to family, community, or simply walk the talk with your spiritual path by growing generosity and kindness to others. Are you in need of help, but too proud to take it? Even when there are those who are willing to give it freely. Remember that giving is a cycle. When you give, and if you have to take help now, you can always pass it on to someone else when things get better. Accepting assistance during a time of tough is what I was going to say, a rough time, doesn't make you any less, and it just might bring joy to the person you allow to help you, because it is so spiritual. It's so important. That's God's whole thing, is to take care of one another. When you don't allow others in the first place to even step in and do the thing that is needed to be done, for whatever reason you think that you may have. And the 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, so yeah, there could be some heartbreak in there. But look at this. You get to write your own story, though. There is heartbreak. But, I mean, I feel like we welcome it. Because, like I said, you're going to have the heartbreak with the recreation. And we have to. We have to create. It's an infinite thing that we do. I hope it helps you. And if anything, it gets you through just another day. And the fact that I keep using the word if should be enough to really seal this deal. This reading. Because I don't like the word if. I say when. Which is what kind of messed up my reading in this for a minute. Because it says and if, but I want to say and when. There's never if. Nothing. That's limbo. Yeah, and we've been in limbo, and perhaps right now you're in limbo. You're in that in-between stage, the door closing and the door opening. The death of one thing to bring about the other. We're in the middle. You're about to be shot out. It's the cusp. You're about to be shot out. So you're okay. You're always going to be okay. We are the natural creators, givers, lovers, nurturers. We are children at heart. The Sagittarius is a child at heart. Always, we're all children. We're God's children. Anyway. You can do it. You go. I love you and good luck.